Drew Gulak WWE status, pardon me, has emerged. And Pro Wrestle Clips, if you haven't listened to it, or Pro Wrestle Times podcast, shout out the listeners if you haven't checked it out yet. We talked about this, where Drew Gulak pulled Ronda Rousey's string. It seems like Ronda's kind of just, trying to sell her book, is basically, because even more's come out where she's gone on other podcasts since, and just it just seems like she's coping with her career in both WWE and UFC at the same time. But in kayfabe, the family, the D'Angelo family, took care of Drew Gulak, and he's not to be mentioned, I guess. So maybe, I don't think WWE would do that if they didn't investigate a bit, but also I think this has all been blown way out of proportion. And I think it's crazy. Ronda basically got this guy fired by just
an allegation.
She said she fell down the stairs and was concussed going into the one fight, and her ACL was torn and all this. This is however many 7 years after it happened or whatever. So she's saying all kinds of salacious, wild shit. And this is one of the things. And the dude doesn't have a job now. And it started off as
he's gone. He's gone, officially,
or killed him off in storyline gimmick. Dave Meltzer here. We're not going to play a flute here yet, because he's just reporting. So not yet, but he says, what I was told was that the witnesses were not conclusive. It was one person's word against the other, but Gulak was bad publicity, so he got whacked.
Well, the block is hot right now.
So Drew says, I don't know that he's, pardon me, Drew. Dave says, I don't know that he's been fired, but when I ask, it's if he hasn't been, he probably will be. It's not looking good for him. Let's put it that way. So I don't know, he's pulled from TV, at least maybe till this blows over. There's some witnesses who go, yeah, I never saw, Rousey's got to say who else was there besides.
So he's getting the Brock treatment right now, or just
I guess,
Voldemort, don't say his name for right now and do all that, because it just sounds like a bunch of bullshit sour. Yeah, it just sounds like a bunch of bullshit sour grapes. Because even then, it's that's a serious allegation. I mean, serious with the current times right now, the block is hot. So I mean, they're going to take him off in general, with all things considered, and just take him off TV. Should he lose his job for it if nothing's conclusive? No. Especially with her not even being in the best standing with the company as is right now. And that's why she's very carefully not trying to burn the bridge completely, because she's speaking very highly of Papa H, because, she wants that Charlotte treatment. She wants that, Logan Paul treatment. You're trying to sell your book, but it's just maybe how hard, we need to study that. How hard did Holly Holm really knock her shit off?
Oh yeah. Marty, I totally agree with you. I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was did he pull her drawstring, or is she just yanking the chain? But the thing is, the more interesting aspect of this is, if you watch the Chris Van Vliet interview with Becky Lynch this week, Becky borderline fucking buries Ronda, and basically has formed a little bit of a concept which I think might catch fire, that basically Ronda is the female Hulk Hogan, because she was talking about their match. I think it was at 35, was it? Something like that, the Mania 35.
Yeah, the Kofi Mania.
Yeah, and they were going through the creative with TJ Wilson, with Natalia's husband. And apparently the whole thing was Becky's going to get her in the armbar, and basically she borderline looks like she's going to tap. And basically Ronda come in, they give her the creative, and she said, almost literally word for word, "That's not going to work for me, sister." And apparently when it came to the finish, she agreed to take the pin clean. And in the match, she didn't take the pin clean in the moment. So, and apparently when Ronda was asked about why can't you go with this creative? She said, "Oh, well, my parents would never speak to me again if I looked like I deliberately submitted to another person."
Jesus.
You got your head kicked off and your face they still spoke to you. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
You have to lose matches at some point. This is a scripted sport.
Use it to clean the mats.
She looked like nearly headless Nick after Holly Holm kicked her shit off. it's vexing. Like I don't understand. Like, okay, tell everybody you want your job back, but also like shit on everybody that's still there. Like, you're not going to have any friends if they even bring you back.
Oh yeah,
and shitting on Logan Paul too for no goddamn reasons.
Dude. The whole thing.
There's lots of reasons to shit on him for not getting the
absolutely.
treatment of him in WWE, dude. That's not one of them.
No. But the whole thing gives me Forrest Whitaker eye, if I'm being honest.
Forrest Whitaker eye.